from 2 dimensions toward 3 dimensions in dance. Welcome to the performance. My name is Monica Campanelli. I am a researcher at the Institute of Atmospheric Science and Climate of the National Research Council in Italy, and I'm also a ballet dancer.
Je m'appelle Domenico Belfiore. Avant, je suis un danseur classique. Maintenant, je suis un maître de ballet et un chorégraphe. Je m'excuse si mon français c'est désagréable.
What we did together? We decided of putting together our various studies and experiences acquired in the range of each own knowledge and writing a book. The book is not yet published, but the title is A Discourse on Ballet, the Method of the Conscious Student. What is the purpose of this book? Is to make thinking about the many doubts and uncertainties and perplexities that can arise both to who studies and to teach the complex subject of ballet, and to give an explanation to the reason why certain things are considered right and others wrong. Why this title, From 2 Dimensions Toward 3 Dimensions in Dance? In sculpture, any statue is already a 3-dimensional figure, but the conscious use by the sculptor of torsions and spirals and rotations make acquire to the subject the capability of touch the spectators, giving emotions. When the use of torsions are missing, also a statue, already 3-dimensional, seems a flat bidimensional figure.
C'est très évident dans la première figure et la troisième figure, comme la sculpture, la première et la troisième, avec l'intention intérieure, on donne deux émotions. Dans la seconde figure, la femme et l'homme, ils sont vraiment plates, ils ne donnent pas émotion.
The intrinsic 3-dimension. The dancing movement, even if it is embedded in 3-dimensional space, can lose function and emotion if the artist's body posture is daily training along 2 dimensions. The posture of a dancer can enhance the emotional perception, both for the performer and for the spectator, if 3-dimension becomes intrinsic in the body and it is not generated only by the movement. The sapient use of the intrinsic 3 dimensions provides stability and strength to the structure and become functional to both the static and the dynamic.
À la même de l'art japonais origami, art de plier le papier pour composer des sculptures, l'utilisation de la 3D dans la danse ont permis d'avoir plié torsion dans le corps qui permet de prendre beaucoup de figures développées sur les 3 plans de l'espace.
What is the importance of biomechanics and physiology in dance? The human body respects the same physics laws that must be respected by architecture, which take into account the anatomic characteristic of each body and that govern inexorably the movement and its dynamics. For this reason, art and dance has to be observed with the eye of architecture, anatomy and physics, that is, biomechanics, that recall the concept of static, and of physiology, that recall the concept of movement. Three dimensions become intrinsic in the body of a dancer if physiology is applied into the motion activity. This is also a good reason for preventing dancers from injuries. In this work, we will describe how to educate the body posture of a dancer, respecting its intrinsic three dimensions nature.
Les quotients d'utilisation de la torsion et rotation que le corps on peut utiliser avec les nombreuses articulations et musculatures, on peut souffler la vie à toutes les figures que la danse permet.
Both the entire body and each single part must use its own spirals.
The shoulder, guild and arm.
Now, let's see some anatomic introduction, just to make you understand better what we are talking about in practice. The bones of the shoulder girdle are clavicle, scapula. Can you show me okay? Clavicle, scapula, that is composed by acromion and spina. They form with the upper part of humerus the shoulder joint, that is a spheric joint allowing large range of rotation. Thanks to the shoulder guild, the intrinsic tridimension is allowed.
Practical example.
For a dancer, arms must be managed by the shoulder guild. And now Domenico is going to show you what this can be done.
J'ai fait deux exemples. Un exemple avec les ceintures scapulaires pas contrôlées et un autre exemple avec la ceinture scapulaire contrôlée. Le premier, j'ai fait en face et en dehors, et le deuxième aussi.
This is the case when arms are moved by themselves.
Maintenant, le deuxième avec les ceintures scapulaires contrôlées.
This is an example when the shoulder guilder is the reason for moves the arms.
Tous ces mouvements ici, on doit les trouver dans la danse et aussi dans la musique, parce que tous les instruments qu'on peut utiliser, les pianos, les violons, les clarinettes aussi, on peut usufruire de toutes les torsions et rotations des bras et de le corps, qui permettent une expression plus naturelle.
The buttress. The correct posture for a dancer anatomically respects his body and exploits his potential and skills without damaging it. Therefore, a correct setting of the trunk must respect and valorize the natural curves and benefit from them, to give structural consistency to the spine, that in this way can become flexible without collapsing on it and without injuries. Such elastic consistency is achieved by combining two movements that Domenico is going to show now for a correct posture of the spine. The first one is just slight forward inclination projection of the spine, starting from the pelvic floor up to the 7th dorsal. The second one is slight backward projection of the spine, starting from the 7th dorsal vertebra up to the atlas. This gives structure and beauty to the posture of a dancer.
Le contrefort, c'est une mode que j'ai appris dans l'architecture. Et j'aime utiliser cette mode dans la danse pour expliquer la position et l'utilisation de la colonne vertébrale.
The buttress gives stability and depth. Now, Domenico will show an example of this posture of a normal person and the posture with a good spine with the buttress. So, just the first one, normal person. Second one. Which one do you prefer? Another important thing for dance is épaulement. The definition of épaulement is difficult to define, but John Lawson in The Principle of Ballet, edited by Gremese publication, declared that the meaning of épaulement given from the French dictionaries is mainly limited to the military field, a protective wall built at angle to face the enemy, derived from épaule, shoulder, épaulé, carry on one's shoulder. With regard to the dance and to its meaning in the concept of classical dance, the best definition was given by Peter Davy, that was a French teacher at the Royal Ballet School. He says that a rotary motion of shoulder performed in harmony with the contemporary movement of the arms and or legs, whose extension in close relationship with the environment but must be equipped with great precision. But most of all, it is, and especially, it is a mood. L'épaulement gives stability and tridimensional and emotion.
Aussi dans la première figure, on peut voir un exemple d'épaulement. Ici c'est tout flat, il n'y a pas d'épaulement. L'épaulement c'est ça. C'est complètement intérieur dans le corps. On doit utiliser avec la ceinture scapulaire. Et c'est ça. Ça c'est complètement flat. Maintenant je prends un épaulement. C'est complètement différent et c'est un petit mouvement qui permet d'exprimer, come si dice?
Express.
Ouais.
In English it's express.
Okay. Émotionner tout le public. La même chose, on peut le voir dans les photographes des documents. C'est un carré comme ça, flat. Mais on peut prendre un peu d'épaulement avec la tête et les dos. C'est déjà complètement différent. Et c'est plus belle la figure aussi.
Now, another important part for ballet, that is the foot. The most recent studies have demonstrated that the function of the foot must be described through a helical geometrical movement. The two helix blades, which have a variable pitch, are composed by the rear foot, that is talus and heel, and also is the central mean for the biomechanical control of gravity, and the forefoot, scaphoid, cuboid, cuneiform, metatarsus and toes, which acts as adapter and reactor. The two parts are in fact placed on planes which intersect in a variable manner. The rear foot is traversed from a vertical plane and the forefoot from an horizontal plane. Above the foot there is the ankle. When a foot is extended, the genesis of this action must be given by its rotation, talus rotation around the vertical axis generated by the rotation of the fibula, as shown in figure 1. And the second movement is an extension, inclination of the talus, and after an extension of the toes, that is figure B. The last one is the wrong posture of foot. This structure of foot and of ankle gives elegance, prevent distortions and improve the plantar arch.
C'est évident que dans cette figure ici, cette position qui structure le pied. Et dans cette figure ici, le pied tout droit, avec cette structure ici, c'est impossible de danser. C'est dangereux, vraiment dangereux pour la cheville. Ici, non. C'est structuré très fort. Enfin, la règle d'or du ballet, c'est que ce qui est hautement fonctionnel est également très esthétique. Je vais remercier Madame Patrizia Elli de Milan pour son dessin.
Art and science are a unique thing, as said in 1319 year by the French architect Jean Mignon. Ars sine scientia nihil est. Art is nothing without science. You can see in the center a man, a dancer, in the 5th position inside the decagon. The decagon is the golden golden figure of geometrical golden figure, and Domenico Belfiore had the optimum idea of there is a possibility of put the dancer inside a decagon in each plane, in each of the 3 planes of the space, but also related to the movement of each part of the arms, of the legs, just the altitude of legs and arms. And so this is how we can connect art, just a small example of how we can connect art, geometry, and science and ballet. Thank you to everybody.
Merci.
Thank you, Monica and Domenico, for this very nice talk. And now the section is open for question or comment, please.
I have just a question. Who has made the drawing?
Chi ha fatto i disegni?
It looks like Weibusch.
Patrizia Elli from Milano.
She's an artist.
Okay, you know, the French artist, maybe you know him, Weibusch also. It's quite similar.
Really?
So, yeah.
C'è un artista francese che fa dei disegni molto simili.
Ah, je le vais connaître.
Looks very similar.
Merci.
Are you working with people who do robotics, humanoid robotics? Because, for example, it's very difficult for a robot to stand and to look like a human, because a human is always moving a little bit, even if he is standing. And so maybe you could be very helpful for these people.
I translate to him. Dice che dovremmo lavorare con le persone che fanno robotica, perché in genere è molto difficile dare un aspetto umano ai robot.
Sì, perché loro non usano le spirali e le torsioni, usano solamente le articolazioni come...
Please in French, so.
Oh.
Ah, già.
Oui. Oui.
Good luck.
Oui, c'est vrai parce que toutes les personnes qui... oh mon Dieu, c'est difficile. Qui fait cette argumentation ici, robotique, fait l'utilisation de toutes les articulations en manière unilatérale, seulement comme ça et pas comme ça.
Torsion.
Et alors, ce n'est pas humaine. Toutes les personnes, normalement, ont fait l'utilisation de la torsion et de l'utilisation. Le danseur en fait la plus grande expression de ça. Pas toutes les fois, mais normalement, ça doit être ça. C'est différent quand une personne on marche comme ça, comme marche comme ça, comme toutes les rotations. Et le danseur, avec une utilisation de l'articulation, si giunto o vincolo, comment on dit giunto o vincolo en français ou en anglais? Joint, no. Joint o vincolo?
constraint, yeah.
Ok, un joint, on a beaucoup de possibilités. Un vincolo, comme la robotique, on n'a pas. Avec des torsions comme... Mi prende il piede elica... ça, voilà. Avec cette utilisation ici de la spirale, on peut humaniser la robotica. Mais on ne fait pas, c'est très simple comme ça, c'est elementary.
Linear.
Oui.
Nothing in nature is really linear. It doesn't exist linearity in nature. Everything, if you see a flower, just how it moves, the leaf, everything has spirals. Linearity is not inside the intrinsic nature of the nature.
Si un pied, on marche comme ça marche bien. Si on marche comme ça marche pas bien. Ça, c'est la elica podalica, elica a passo variabile, comment dire?
A variable pitch. Two helix blades with variable pitch.
Ça. Tout le temps. Les pieds, on fait ce travail ici. Et normalement, dans la robotica, on ne fait pas. Je m'excuse de mon pied.
Just a curiosity, for a dancer, the perception of the 3D of our world is different from us, that we are just...
Dice, allora, la percezione della tridimensionale per un danzatore è differente da ciascun essere umano che si muove nello spazio, come lo viviamo noi.
Absolument, oui. Oui. On doit être. Mais maintenant, dans la danse, on ne travaille pas trop ça. Monsieur Frédéric Ashton, Sir Frédéric Ashton, ont fait un grand travail pour l'épaulement et la contraposition, pour ça, aussi pour ça, ça et ça. Et tous les deux, on structure très fort le corps et on donne une émotion différente de ça.
And this is for the intrinsic 3D, but also when you have a relation with the space around you, a dancer must be conscious exactly where he has to go, where he has to look at, where he has to move, not just going around and moving. Even if you make improvisation, you have to know clearly your direction, just not go random.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.